Okay, so we're going to have another example, this one. We have 6x to the fourth power minus 12x cubed plus 11x squared minus 21x minus 13, and we want to divide that by 2x squared plus 5. So notice the divisor is quadratic, and it doesn't have a constant term. It doesn't have a term that only has the x. So we're going to have to be a little careful with this when we do the division. So we're going to set it up. We're going to put the divisor, 2x squared plus 5, and then the dividend, let's see. Oh, that's not very straight, but that's okay. 6x to the fourth power minus 12x cubed plus 11x squared minus 29x minus 13. Okay, I noticed that we have all the terms starting with the one with degree 4, then degree 3, degree 2, just a variable, or degree 1, and no variable or constant term, or x to the 0 power. Okay, so I don't have to put any zeros there. They're all there, the terms. All right, so we proceed to the division. We look at the leading term, 6x to the 4, and the first term, the leading term in the divisor. And basically, we just do that little division. I was being asked, how do we find that first one? So this is how you find it. You do the division, ignore everything else, just these two. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and x to the fourth divided by x squared, we subtract exponents. 4 minus 2 is 2, so it's x squared. Okay, so this is our first part of the quotient, 3x squared. And we multiply 3x squared times 2x squared. That's 6x to the fourth power. I am sure I have to put it under. I make sure to put it under the like term. And then 3x squared times 5. Well, 3x squared times 5 is 15x squared. So I'm not going to put it under the x cubed. I'm going to put it under the x squared. So that would be plus 15x squared. Okay, and then I need to subtract. As I've told you before, I'm going to change the signs and add. I find that students make less mistakes when they're adding than when they're subtracting. So please change all the signs and add, because that's the same as subtraction. And then we have 6x to the fourth plus negative 6x to the fourth cancels. Everything there cancels. Then we have a negative 12x cubed and nothing here. So we don't subtract anything or add anything to it. So it's left by itself, 12x cubed. Then we have 11x squared plus negative 15x squared. So 11 plus negative 15 is negative 4x squared. And then the rest, we don't have anything else. So I'm just going to bring them down. Negative 29x minus 13. Okay, then we proceed in the same manner as at the beginning. We look only at the leading term. In this case, negative 12x cubed, and the leading term of the divisor is 2x squared. Okay, negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. And x cubed divided by x squared, 2 of the x's cancel, and we get 1. So negative 6x. That's what I put here, negative 6x. And then I multiply negative 6x times 2x squared is negative 12x cubed. Negative 6x times 5 is negative 30x. So not under the x squared, but under the x, minus 30x. Okay, and then I need to subtract. And instead of subtracting, I'm going to change the signs. This becomes a positive, this becomes a positive, and I'm adding negative 12x cubed plus 12x cubed. They cancel. Negative 4x squared plus nothing is just negative 4x squared. Negative 29x plus 30x. Negative 29 plus 30 is positive 1. So positive 1x. I don't even have to write that one. I can. I don't have to. Let me write it there. And then minus 13. Okay, I'm looking at the degree 2 and degree 2. Okay, they have the same degree. One more time we have to do this process. And again, we look only at the leading term, negative 4x squared and 2x squared. I divide. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. And x squared divided by x squared, they cancel. It's 1. So negative 2 times 1 is just negative 2, which I write over here. Negative 2 times 2x squared, now I multiply, is negative 4x squared. And negative 2 times 5 is negative 10, which goes here under the negative 13. Okay, now I need to subtract. But my students, they make less mistakes when they're adding, so I tell them change the signs and add. It's the same as subtraction. Negative 4x squared plus 4x squared cancels. Positive 1x plus nothing is just positive 1x, or just positive x. Negative 13 plus 10, okay, negative 13 plus 10 is negative 3. Okay, I'm looking at the dividend now, what remains here, and it's x to the first power minus 3. And the divisor is x squared. The degree of the divisor is greater than the degree of the dividend. So we're done. No more. This is now the remainder. And we incorporate the remainder into our answer, into the quotient like this. We put plus, and we do x minus 3 divided by 2, the divisor, 2x squared plus 5. And that's how you do it. Good luck. Hope this helps.